This season, Survivor has gone to a place like never before. Lake Raleigh, right outside NC State's campus. In the beginning, we started with 2 tribes who performed evenly in challenges until the merge, where Zebulon took charge after Kyle won an extra vote and took the numbers. Zebulon started picking off members of Fuquay until Jameson, Will, and Kyle came up with a plan to get rid of one of their allies to remove a big threat from the game. Final 5 Tribal had 2 idols and an immunity necklace, leaving only Lee and Will vulnerable. Lee got voted out and left the tribe with the final 4. Jameson has been a challenge threat with 2 individual immunity wins and has kept a close-knit alliance that has kept him through every vote. Will Jameson win more immunity to keep himself to the end, or will his tribe vote him out for a higher chance of winning a challenge? Will has flown under the radar for most tribal councils, only receiving votes at 1 tribal. Will has not won a single challenge, but makes up for it by having a great social game, making sure he leaves no one on the jury with any animosity towards him. Will he be able to use his social skills to pull himself to the end? Kyle has been in the back of the alliance, making sure big moves are not pinned on him to appear as less of a threat. Kyle has not won individual immunity, but has kept a secret cross-alliance with Sam that has kept them both in the game so far. Will Kyle's secret alliance keep him from getting voted out long enough to reveal his true strategy to the jury? Sam is the only remaining member of his old Fuquay tribe and has only been vulnerable at just 1 tribal council. He has been a target for most of the game and will continue to be the underdog. Will Sam win immunity to stay in the game, or will he have to rely on his secret alliance with Kyle to secure him a spot in the final tribal council? Find out tonight who will outwit, outplay, and outlast all the others and win the title of Sole Survivor and the $100 prize. Hello, castaways. Are you ready to get into your next immunity challenge?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, for this challenge, you will be paired up, and we're going to do a tourney style. So 2 of you are going to compete, and the other 2 will compete. The winner of those will compete against each other for that immunity necklace. And the way you play this is when it's your turn, you will uncover 2 of them. If you match them, you get a point. So, the winner of this challenge will win immunity. How to win, you get the most points. And everything gets matched. Any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Alright. Well, we'll pair you up. Kyle against Sam, Jameson against Will. First things first, I'll take it back. Immunity, back up for grabs. Alright, we'll get this challenge started. Heads or tails?
Heads. Tails.
Okay. Kyle, you'll be going first.
That would have been nice if I blew though.
Pick 2 bowls. Green paper clip and yellow star, not a match.
Coin.
Quarter and red star, not a match.
Be real of us shivering.
Yeah.
Pink note from the Survivor Story Challenge, and yellow sticky, not a match.
Alright, excuse me.
You'll notice also that these items are from previous points in the game. We have Fuquay buff.
Oh, it's mine. No.
And quarter, not a match. Kyle. We have cat food.
Oh, sorry.
And string, not a match. We have quarter and quarter. Sam gets a point. We have Fuquay buff. And string, not a match. String and string. Sam gets a second point. First to 7 wins. We have blue star. And green paper clip. Not a match. Sam, we have green survivor story answer. And orange paper clip. Not a match. Green paper clip. And green paper clip. Kyle gets a point. 2 Sam, 1 Kyle. Sam, you're up. Red star. And yellow star, not a match. Blue star. And pink answer, not a match. Pink answer and pink answer. We got a match.
I was so scared. I looked in the thing and this fell out, but who cares?
Sam gets a 3rd point. We are 3 Sam, 1 Kyle.
Oh, I wonder where that one is.
And yellow sticky, not a match.
Kyle, it's right here.
We got Fuquay buff and Fuquay buff. Sam gets a 4th point. Kyle at 1. We have green answer and nail, not a match. Yellow sticky and yellow sticky. Sam gets a 5th point, 2 away from winning. Yellow star. And green card, not a match. Blue star. And yellow star, not a match.
Just got that, yeah.
Yellow star and yellow star. Kyle scores his 2nd point. We are 5-2. Sam. We have the orange paper clip and red star, not a match. Nail. And nail. Kyle gets a 3rd point. We are 5-3. We have cat food. And green card, not a match. Orange paper clip. An orange paper clip. Kyle gets a 4th point. Sam at 5. We have green card and green card. Sam gets a 6th point. If Sam gets 1 more point, he will move on to the final round. Blue star.
Star. Where was it?
I actually don't remember.
We have a blue star.
We do.
This one. No.
And cat food. Not a match. We have red star. And blue star. Not a match. Blue star and blue star. That is a match. We are Sam 6, Kyle 5.
Doesn't matter.
Sam moves on to the next round and crushes my box.
You good? My bad. It's so good.
I'll move that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good match.
Yeah, that's fun.
2, Will and Jameson. You're up.
Uh-oh.
All right, we'll do a coin flip. Heads or tails?
Heads.
You only have 1 option, so.
Yeah.
Tails, Jameson goes first.
Oh, I said tails.
Oh, sorry, Will goes first. Whoops. Cat food. And quarter, not a match. Quarter. And quarter, Jameson gets 1 point. We have green card. And pink card, not a match. We have Fuquay buff. And Fuquay buff, Jameson gets a 2nd point. We are 2-0. We got string. And string, that's a match. Will gets a point. We are 2-1. Green paper clip.
Damn.
And blue star, not a match.
The memory is so failing me right now.
Orange paperclip. Cat food, not a match.
Oh.
Green paperclip.
I picked up the same green paperclip so many times.
You're gonna get it.
Orange paperclip,
damn.
not a match.
The other one.
That's unfortunate.
Orange paperclip. And orange paperclip. We are 2-2. Green card. And pink card, not a match. We have yellow sticky.
Yeah.
And yellow star, not a match. Green card. And green card. Jameson scores a third point. We're now 3-2. This is anyone's game.
Oh, God.
Yellow star. And yellow star. Will gets a third point. We are neck and neck. Pink card.
Oh, I literally.
You're doing the same thing again.
And nail, not a match. Pink card. And pink card. Will gets a fourth point. We have red star.
Everything keeps moving around. I don't know where anything is.
And red star, Jameson. It is now 4-4. Sticky note. And sticky note. Will gets a fifth point. Green paperclip.
Oh, this one has been it for a while.
And blue star. Not a match. Blue star and blue star. Will is at 6 points. It is 6-4.
Oh, God.
Will needs one more point. We have cat food and cat food. Jameson scores another point.
Put at least one more, right?
Y'all need to wait to mess up.
Oh, I don't know.
Green paperclip.
Paperclip again.
And green paperclip.
Okay.
Will advances on to the final round. We will have Will versus Sam.
Yeah.
Alright, ready?
All right, this round is for immunity. The winner of this round will be safe tonight at Tribal Council. All right, I'll flip a coin. Heads or tails?
Tails.
And heads.
I wanted tails.
Ooh.
Heads. Will goes first.
Haha, tails
wait.
has fails.
Why do I keep forgetting that?
Haha,
Sam
tails
goes
has
first.
fails, you fool, and I'm probably... I don't really want to go first, but okay.
We got Fuquay bandana.
Oh, this isn't it.
And orange paperclip, not a match. Red star. And red star, Will has a match.
That was lucky.
1 point, Will. We got Fuquay bandana.
Please be the right one.
And Fuquay bandana. Sam gets a point. We are 1-1. This is for immunity. Very important immunity to have. Quarter. And orange paperclip, not a match. We have green card. And green card. Sam gets another point. 2-1.
Wow.
We have orange paperclip and orange paperclip. Will gets a match. That is 2-2.
Yellow star.
Yellow star. And quarter, not a match.
Damn.
Quarter. And quarter, we have another match. Will has 3 and Sam has 2. And sticky note, Sam has 3. We are now tied 3-3. We are 3-3. This is anyone's game for immunity.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, dude.
Yellow star. It could be you tonight if you do not win this challenge.
Well, it is me if I don't win this challenge, but you know.
We don't know that.
There's time. There's time.
And pink card, not a match. Nail. And cat food, not a match. Cat food. And cat food, we have a match.
Okay. Thank you.
Will at 4, Sam at 3. We have string.
Sam at 4.
And string. Sam gets a match. We are tied 4-4 again. Pink card. And pink card. We have a match. Will at 5 and Sam at 4. Nail. And nail. We have another match. 5-5. There are only 6 plates left. 2 matches to win. We have blue star. And we have green paper clip. Not a match. Blue star. Blue star. Sam gets 6 points. Will at 5. Sam needs 1 more point to win. Green paper clip and green paper clip. Will has gotten, it's 6-6, but now it is Sam's turn. So Sam, let's go! Individual immunity, safe from tribal council.
Good match, dude.
All right, Sam, come on up. Sam, safe from the vote tonight. You cannot vote Sam out. As for the rest of the 3 of you, 1 of you 3 is gonna go home. Head back to camp to decide who it is. I'll see you at tribal council.
You don't understand. I'm so happy right now. I needed this immediate win so bad. From probably final 7 onward, I've been getting by at the skin of my teeth. I've been target number 1 since pretty much the entire game, especially at first tribal at our thing where I got voted for because I had the idol. So I've been target so long that I've been getting by just barely every time, but barely's enough. So I'm so happy to still be here.
Sam ended up winning, but I kind of wanted him at 3 regardless, because if it's me, Sam, and then Will or Jameson at 3, if Sam wins, he'll vote out Jameson or Will. If I win, I make it to final 2. And if Jameson or Will win, then they vote out Sam. So I think I'm guaranteed final 2 if I can survive this vote.
I don't think I was going to win the challenge in general.
Really?
Yeah. The only challenge he won was one that people just didn't like vote against him theoretically because it was trivia and you had to mark people out, and like that's not going to happen in the final 3, you know. Right now I really just have to trust in Will that he isn't going to screw me over. I don't know if it would be in his best interest to vote with me, but I hope he does because we have been each other's number 1 out here. I will bring him to the end. I think he will bring me to the end. I'm hoping to vote for Kyle, us 2. In worst case scenario, one of us has to do a tiebreaker. That I would be your best chance to get to the 2, and then you have a better fighting chance.
I'm gonna be in the middle, I think, and either voting out Jameson, who was my number 1 person like the entire time, who I think I can't beat, or voting out Kyle, the person I think I can beat, but also is worse in challenges and we need to beat Sam. So my dilemma is, do I keep Jameson, who's better at challenges than Kyle, or do I vote Jameson off, risk me and Kyle losing the challenge, because Kyle and I have not won an individual immunity challenge yet, lose to Sam, Sam gets a guaranteed spot in final 2 and beats both of us. So that's my dilemma right now, choosing between who can beat Sam in the final challenge, but who can I beat?
We will now bring in our jury. Lewis, Andres, Alex, Jacob, and Lee voted out at the last tribal council. All right, final 4. Let's talk about the last challenge. Sam.
Yes.
You have the necklace around your neck. You had a very big celebration when you won. Was it a Was it like, I need to win this challenge to get through this tribal, or?
Let's be real, it's 3-1 right now. There's 3 of them and 1 of me. My last big ally just went home, and so for me to still be here with this idol is just, oh my gosh, I needed it more than anything in this game.
Will, at the challenge, Sam said, hey, I know it'll be me if I don't win this. And you were like, well, I mean, it could be, it could not be. Well, now it's not. So how do you determine, like, okay, well, I'll have to vote for either Kyle or Jameson?
Right. So keeping in mind, I mean, just from perception, it seems like the jury loves Sam, and, you know, I get it. It's, like, very, like, he's the underdog, and he's been playing an amazing game. So whenever you think about the end, I mean, it's not in any of our 3 best interests to maybe sit next to Sam in final 2, if it is a final 2. So you think about, okay, who can beat Sam in this last challenge? So that's a factor. But also, who do you think? So you gotta think about challenge performance, and then also, how do I get in one of the final 2 chairs?
Maybe a new slot.
So yeah, there's a lot to think about.
So Jameson, if that's true, if the jury loves Sam, then obviously you don't want to bring him. So sorry, let me restart. So if it's true that the jury does like Sam, obviously you don't want to bring Sam. So really, this pick, Kyle or Will, this is your pick for the final 2, right? How do you decide something like that?
I don't know. I feel like right now I'm fighting for the chance to make fire. I mean, like, Sam has obviously been positioning me as a big threat because I've won challenges, and he knows he needs to win the final 3 challenge as well. So if I don't go home tonight, he's at a risk of going home next. I think that, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts and I cannot keep them straight. I don't know. It's just hard because I understand that I have a threat level because of challenges and stuff, but I also understand that I've pissed a lot of jury members off. I've looked in people's eyes and told them they weren't going home when they went home. Many times.
Oh my god.
And although, I don't know, I guess although I understand that I might be the biggest threat eligible for this vote, it goes beyond this vote to the final 2, and like, Sam beats anyone, and the biggest chance we have against Sam, I feel like, would be me competing against him in that challenge. So that's the only option I have. Yeah.
So Kyle, this is one of the few tribal councils you don't have an idol in your pocket. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like you're now on the chopping block because you have no protection now? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Even when I had an idol in my pocket, I was still on the chopping block because I never really considered playing it until last tribal. But yeah, it's at the point in the game where you not only have to think about how to get to the end, you have to think about who do I get to the end with that allows me to win. Because ultimately, all of us want to win, and we have to figure out a path to get there, and also figure out who to sit next to us that will allow us to win.
So Sam, I've heard 2 of these 3 people say, everyone loves you, we gotta get rid of Sam next time. So obviously, like how does that make you feel?
Well, first off, it's a compliment a bit, because I'll be honest, I really don't know how the jury feels about me, because I could have burned them in some ways. Specifically with the idol we all had, because I never played it for one of them, and I do regret not playing it in that way. But there's a lot to explain, obviously, if I do get to final tribal, but for one thing's for sure, I know that I'm public threat number 1 right now, and I know that if I'm not sitting here next tribal with this, I'll be joining all my friends over there.
So something like a tribal council where both Will and Jameson told you, I do not want to bring Sam, we got to get Sam out. Well, you're in the power position today. You're in the power position right now. you have very big influence over who goes home right now.
I know,
So
it
how do you
feels different.
decide something like that?
Well, it feels really different for once, because instead of all the past tribals, this time I feel like I have options. All the other tribals and stuff, the only choice I had was, do I play the idol or who do I play the idol on? I haven't really had a chance to be like, okay, this is the person we're voting out, and this is the person, because let's face it, I've been down the numbers this entire time. I've been wanting to keep myself safe, and I've been trying to make sure that people weren't going home, but at the end of the day, it's been a numbers game, and when you're up against when you're in the minority versus a majority, the only thing you can do is hope to do at least is just work your way to the end, try and keep your allies safe, and just trying your hardest just to get to the end.
So Will, when you're forced in a situation like this where you have to vote out one of your allies, do you look towards trust, past events? Like what goes into which ally should I keep? Because they've been strong the whole time, but I got to get rid of one of them. I got to write someone's name down today.
Yeah, right. So I said earlier, I mean, it's a balance between who do I think I can beat, who do I think can beat Sam in the final challenge, because, I mean, if we're looking at track record here, Kyle and I are the only ones who haven't won an individual immunity yet. Jameson's won 2, and Sam, I believe this is your second one, right?
This is my second.
So you can look at that track record. So
In which case it would be Kyle, right?
right, but then I'm thinking Jameson has also played a great game, and Kyle, you have too. But like Jameson, like is understood as a bigger threat in like winning challenges and has a good case in the end too. So balancing those two.
You could be, like, we could be potentially voting out the only person you could beat tonight, and essentially dooming yourself to lose. That could be something, like, one of us could potentially, like, do that, and you have to think, like, just who, like, you have to really think, like, who can you beat that's left in the game, and you have to leave those people in the game, or you don't have a shot to win.
So Jameson, why should Will and Kyle keep you in?
I can beat Sam in the final immunity. And I think that, although I'm sure Sam has said, and I'm sure you guys have thought about the game that I've played, it's hard to read a jury when you haven't been able to talk to them. I think that there are going to be people that are pissed. Like, there's a reason that, like, when someone left, they went, I told, like, you guys know who not to trust. Like, people are gonna be mad. I think that there's one jury member that doesn't have some level of, like, I'm pissed at Jameson, you know? And I think that these two have both played really good games, and if they pitch it the right way, they can beat me at Final Tribal. There is no pitch. All 3 of us could go against Sam, give the best pitch of our lives, and Sam could keep his mouth shut the whole time at Final Tribal, and he would win. Nobody is beating him. And so, if you can get yourself to that point against me over Sam, which I think has a decent shot given challenges, there's at least a fighting chance and a case you can make. But
Will, why should Jameson and Kyle keep you today?
I feel like I've fallen behind. Out of the Zebulon 4 who came into the merge, I feel like I was the one who had to play catch up. I was the one who voted for Sam after the touchy subjects challenge, going straight into tribal council, and my vote was nullified, and I wasn't in on the Alex vote. And it's, I guess, some of my game that
You got 5, right?
yeah, it looks like I'm easier to beat in the end. It seems like.
I think it's down here.
Kyle, why should Will and Jameson not vote for you today?
Well, obviously they want to beat Sam in the final 3, which, I mean, the challenge could literally be anything, you know, and on any given day, anybody can win a challenge, and I could win it, Will could win it, Jameson could win it, so I don't think, like, just depending on the challenge, we all have different strengths, so ultimately, like, anybody can win it, regardless of, you know, track record, so you just have to think, like, I do think Jameson is the biggest threat of us 3. And like he said, that he looked in people's eyes and lied to them. if I was a jury member, I would respect that gameplay because we all came here to play hard, you know? We all came here to play Survivor, and that's Survivor to me. So you could look at it as the jury could not respect it or they could. It's just up to them. But I think we're all Survivor fans who would respect that, personally.
I think that's fair, but I also think that, like, there's a reason why someone like Natalie White has won the game. There's a reason why Sandra beat Parvati. At the end of the day, if you're not making a social bond in addition to betraying people, like, there are at least 3 jurors that I think the only conversation I had with them was telling them they were safe and I was with them 100%. And like that, like, how do you vote for someone that said that, you know? Like, obviously you want to respect gameplay, but emotions are real. This is a social game, and I don't think I've played the social game as well as someone like Will has, as well as someone like Kyle has, because I've screwed people over without making social bonds first. And that is the distinction, I think.
Well, looks like one of the 3 of you is going to get blindsided tonight. And with that, it is time to vote. Sam, you're up.
Looks like it turned into you or me. So let's see. Hope it's not me.
Oh, this sucks. I mean, I don't know. I'm voting for Kyle.
Tally the votes. I'll read the votes. First vote, Jameson. Second vote, Kyle. 1 vote Jameson, 1 vote Kyle. Jameson. 2 votes Jameson, 1 vote Kyle. Seventh person voted out, and the 6th member of our jury, Jameson. Please bring me your torch. Jameson, the tribe has spoken. Alright, final 3. Later today you will compete in your last immunity challenge. And the final 2 from your last tribal council will have their chance to speak to the jury and say why they deserve to win the $100 reward and title of Sole Survivor. Go back to camp.
And I mean, they made the right choice. The second immunity happened, I was done for, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I wish that I at least got the chance to, like, face off against Sam in the immunity. But, I don't know. Yeah, the second was over. They made the right choice. It was the right thing to do. It just kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm happy with the game I played. I think I played well. I think I did a lot of things. I don't know. I guess I'm about to see how the jury liked me, but yeah.
Anyone want a rice cake?
I had one. I'm good.
So that tribal went exactly as I planned. I thought to myself, thing is, Will can't win a challenge. He hasn't won one yet. He could very well win this last challenge and I'd be screwed. And Kyle, I know, feels like he doesn't have a chance. He probably only thinks he has a chance against Will, but he's talked to me more versus Jameson. Jameson, I felt like, was probably my biggest threat to win other than myself. And I could be reading this all wrong the entire time about me winning, because, like, I don't know how the jury feels, because from what I've heard, people found me annoying, and it's just like, that's not good. But I think the only thing I can do right now is just hope and pray I can win this last challenge. If I can win this last challenge, secure my spot in the end. I don't know who I'm going to bring with me. I think out of anyone, I'd probably want to bring Kyle, but I feel like he'd vote for me to win over Will. I feel like one of them, I need to vote for me to win because I don't know how my old tribe feels. It's just like, I don't know what to think yet.
I could see it being endurance for sure.
I don't even know what I want the challenge to be. I want the challenge to be questions about the jury.
They've also only done one puzzle. There could be another puzzle.
Sam's good at puzzles though, right?
I think so, yeah. I don't know, it could literally be anything.
We have to win. You know, if we lose to him, we're done. Neither of us win, no matter if we're third and second, and it doesn't even matter. That was a really, really hard vote for me. Wasn't planning on sitting next to him, just because I knew he was such a good player, but I didn't want to get rid of him at 4. I was like, even debating about like getting rid of him at 3, and I just like, I wish I won the Final 4 challenge. Like, I just feel like my game is just starting to tank, and it's like, I feel like I'm trying to pick up the pieces and recover, and I don't know what to do. I need to win this next challenge. I need to win this next challenge and have the power in my hands. Yeah, and I need it so I can bring Kyle to the end, and I need it to have a 1-up on Kyle.
Hopefully they see us.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty. I think it's, at least like the first vote was kind of tribal lines, but also like your people were throwing your name out too. So
Were they actually?
yeah, like people were down to vote you.
Because I was a threat, I guess.
I mean, yeah, and bigger personality too.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, why I voted you for like the touchy subjects.
Yeah.
Some of those, just because that's what I was hearing from your other people.
Is that?
I didn't find you annoying at all. I just think you're really passionate.
Yeah. That's
And
pretty much
Survivor's like your thing.
Yeah.
So like now you're doing it.
Exactly.
So you're just excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here. And I'm afraid that the jury's is gonna get all like you were crazy. And just too
I
passionate.
love you. Sam, you've played an amazing game.
It's hard.
I'm happy you know, because it's been incredible, honestly. You played from the bottom like the entire time, and I mean, you're going to be the merge vote, and now you're here.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's far. Don't know how far else I'm going to make it. We'll see what's left the next challenge, you know? But I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit.
That's what people have been saying.
You don't give yourself enough credit.
That's what people have been saying. And it's like, yes, I've like been a part of moves, but I feel like I've never had a move.
The thing about the big moves thing is it's a bullet of bullshit.
It is
Big
a little
moves is
bullshit.
stupid.
Yeah.
The whole point about Survivor is making sure that you're in the strongest position in the game to keep yourself moving on. The whole goal isn't about like making big power moves. It's basically making it, how can I move forward in this game?
But now that it's Final 3, I think I might be guaranteed the Final 2 spot now. But I was just talking to Sam, and he said it's enticing to take Will. So like, that's kind of a weird thing to say. No, I think like if I win, obviously, it'd be a really hard decision because I could take Sam, and we play vastly different games. I mean, you have no idea what the jury's gonna respect, you know? Like they could, like, Sam's voted in the minority like every single tribal except Final 9 and Final, 6? In Final 4, I guess. But like every other time he's voted in the minority, and I voted the majority every time, so like, it could just depend on what the jury, and if I take Will, like, not much differentiates our games, while me and Sam's games are like vastly different. So it's really like, it's a tough decision, but I'd also have to win first to be able to make that decision. But I have to step up and finally win a challenge, and this would be the perfect one to win.
Where are we going? Oh, we're doing this?
Oh my gosh, it's the rites of passage.
Oh my God.
So I didn't meet Jake.
We did.
Yeah,
Sweet guy. Such a sweet guy.
He did vote for me, but like,
Yeah.
someone had to go. There's only 5 people, and Jake was cool.
Jake was really cool, and there's like nothing to go off of besides like the run, and we were all just like looking for
something
Yeah.
to base a vote off of. And we were all just so tight. This was a very hard game. Oh, really sweet guy. Really sweet guy. Deserves the win.
Oh, we got Lewis. Oh my gosh. Lewis is great. Like, honestly, he's probably one of the most likable guys I've met on this show or whatever. And even still, I wanted to work with him to the end. It sucked that he had to go after me in that vote, especially because if he had not gone after me at that vote, I probably would have tried to flip the vote on someone else to keep him safe, because I really wanted to work with him. But it just didn't work out.
I wish we were
Huge guy.
able to meet him.
I know, I wanted him to make
He's such a
merge.
nice guy. You'll love him after the thing. Like, I miss him, and I hope the best for him at least. I hope he gets another chance, because he's such a good player too.
And we still have his cattail at camp.
He still have his cattail at camp, and yeah. Oh my gosh, Andres. Dude was honestly, he was a huge skeever. He was a very quiet guy.
Assassin.
But, yeah, he was a silent assassin. Like,
If he
nice
made
guy.
If he made it farther,
If he made it farther, he would have had a chance
would
at
have
winning.
Had a really good shot.
Yeah,
at
he
winning.
really got screwed by.
He got
The
screwed.
merge really just came down to that whoever won that reward challenge,
Basically, yeah.
and then it ended up being him.
Just unlucky him, and I could have played the
Yeah.
idol for him, and Lee would be here instead, but it didn't work out just like that. Hope the guy's not mad, but he was
Good player.
a great player, great guy. Really want to hang out with him after this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very awkward, especially because he had his phone in Lewis's bag, so. But
We've had a couple moments like that.
we've had a lot of moments like that, but either way. Alex, man. He was, look, if y'all thought that Andres was a schemer, Alex was more in your ear than anyone. He was more in my ear than anyone. He was a very quiet guy, but under the radar, like playing hard.
I
He
did
worked
not
his
see
butt
him as the coattail rider everyone voted him to be.
Yeah.
Touchy subjects. I did not expect that to be him.
The only reason I said so is because I thought everyone else would. I don't think there was a real coattail rider we could claim at this point, and I didn't know you guys well enough, but I didn't think he was that big of a coattail rider. I think people might have saw him as my lackey, which isn't true. He played his own damn heart out, and it sucked to see him go at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This was the vote I voted for you on.
This is the one you voted me on.
And played your idol.
I played my idol, and I could have played it on him, but Kyle would have his, and I would have been gone. So I'm not regretting it, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, sucks, you know? Just keep going. I think for sure Jay was playing a good game, and then he kind of
He's
fell
definitely
off.
the most social player.
For
Very
sure.
social.
Very
Everyone.
social guy.
He was very smart.
Very smart guy.
Except
But
going 4, I was very scared of Jacob. I was very scared.
I was scared of him too. I think out of you four, I talked to him the least though. But even still, he seemed like a big tour de
He
force.
was
to me.
definitely like the heart of
If
Zebulon.
if you guys made it this far to the end, I think Jacob probably had the best chance of winning. So it's probably a good move in hindsight. And we just so happen to have a torch that keeps freaking not landing in the ground.
Jacob, you played better than this torch is standing up.
Yeah.
Sure.
There you go.
Hey, look at that! Yeah, there you go.
It's gonna fall over like when we walk away. No, it looks. Oh my gosh.
This was a stressful vote.
This vote was insane. That vote was just the hardest thing in my opinion because I so wanted to play the idol for Lee. I was like I really should do it, but I didn't think it was a good move on my end to play it on them. But I wanted to see them here for longer. They were great. They were so funny.
Oh yeah.
Great person.
Lee was definitely the funniest person on the cast.
Oh, for sure.
Our rivalry was pretty funny.
That was a pretty fun
That was
rivalry to
awesome.
watch.
The comic relief.
Yeah,
It helped
for sure.
de-stress a little
yeah.
bit.
Literally, the tribal after Lee left, it was silent again.
Yeah.
So it's a sad vote, but
Lee was my second favorite person in your trial next to you.
yeah, yeah, no, Lee was great. It's funny, Lee. If we lost that first challenge, Lee was pretty much gonna go home. So yeah, it's good that we won that because Lee was with us to the end. Jameson, wow, this man kept giving me a run for my money. Like, oh,
Really good player.
great player, honestly.
Great person.
Great person.
I laughed with him so
so much, and I told him one of our first conversations was like, I want to go far, but I also want to have a good time, and I'm like, love having a good time with you, and we really did have a good time, and we did go far. I just hated voting out.
At the end of the day, he was a threat to win. We had to do what we had to do in order to get to the end here. If his torch wasn't here, one of yours was going to be there. So
True.
if I didn't have this, it would be. But you know, it's one or but yeah.
Hello, the final 3. You're now at your final immunity challenge. How was the walk?
It's nostalgic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's sentimental for sure.
All right, you ready to get into your final immunity challenge?
Yes, sir.
First things first, Sam. I'll take it back. For the last time in this game, individual immunity is up for grabs. This is the most important challenge. The winner of this immunity will decide at Tribal Council who they are sitting next to in the final 2 and competing with to the jury. All right, so here's how this challenge will work. We will be on this wall. We're going to get your measurements. You're going to be in a squat position with coins between your fingers. If a single coin drops or you go above your line that you're allowed to go to, you're out. Last person standing wins immunity and is safe tonight and will guarantee a spot in the final 2. Y'all ready?
Wow. Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
All right, we'll get your measurements. All right, squat down to your level. We are starting. Make sure you keep your shoulders below that line. If your butt touches the ground, you're out. If you drop a coin, you're out. If your shoulders go above the line, you're out. This is it. This immunity guarantees you a spot in the final 2. This is the most important challenge. All about willpower. How long can you stay? If you drop, you have a 1 in 2 chance of going home. No one wants to be the last member on that jury. Find it in yourself. Strength of mind. Pile dropping. Will has not moved this whole time. Sam looking like he's struggling. Remember, keep palms up. Parallel to the ground. Sam dropping. Kyle dropping. Both close to the ground. Will staying in the same spot the whole time. Kyle dropping down. Kyle is out of this challenge. It is Sam or Will. Sam very, very close to the ground. He's just got to keep the position. Will wobbling a little bit. You got to concentrate on staying up and keeping those coins in your hand. Will shaking. Sam seems to have found a nice spot. Deep breaths from Sam. Will's whole body is shaking. Sam seems to be still, but very, very close to the ground. Will shaking more. Will dropping. Both very close to the ground. Will, you need to move that foot. You can't rest on it. Will very, very close to the ground. Will out of this challenge. Sam wins final immunity. Is safe tonight and will be able to decide who he is sitting next to. Sam, for the last time, you have one individual immunity. Sam, safe tonight at Tribal Council. He will decide which one of you two will join him in the final jury to make your final pitch to win this game. One of the two of you will be going home and becoming the 7th member of our jury. All right, head back to camp.
I'm a bit in shock, you know, coming in final 6 as the biggest threat to win and being targeted by every single player and surviving to this point is incredible to me. The fact that I've lasted this long and I've made it all the way to the end is astonishing. I'm in shock. Having this win is one of the best feelings I've had in this entire game. And going to Final Tribal is going to be a lot. I got to figure out who I'm bringing because right now it's still in the air.
This was my 3rd second place finish in a challenge in a row. I just lost. If I won, I mean, I would have taken Kyle, and I think I could have beaten Kyle. But my body, I couldn't do it. It just sucks. Like, it sucks knowing that, like, I couldn't close it out again. It's like the 2nd time I got 2nd place to Sam in the challenge in a row, and I just couldn't do it.
I mean, I feel like there's still a shot.
Against Sam?
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
Mm-mm.
Hear me out. I think this is a pitch one of us makes if we're there. He was immune for every tribal except one. Final 6, he had an idol, but he bluffed it.
That was a good move.
Final 5.
Yeah, why'd you fucking tell him about the vote? Why'd you fucking tell him about the vote against Jacob? Why'd you do that?
Dude.
We could have flushed his idol.
I thought we could get him at 4-3. Sam won the final immunity, which probably means he wins the whole game. However, there's still a chance. It's not over till all the votes are in the urn. I do think there is an argument to be made against Sam at Final Tribal, which I can make, is that he was literally immune for every single merch tribal except one, the Final 6, where I told him not to play the idol. So I have to make a pitch that is like perfect. So I have to go through each jury member and talk about how, like, where their vote would go and why it wouldn't be going to me and instead it will. Yeah. Will? So you need 4 jury votes to win.
Correct.
I think Will sweeps our tribe. For sure. I mean, I'll vote him.
Yeah.
If I go.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad at me for telling you about the idol at, what was it, Final 6? Because that, he was mad, he literally, like, right there, he was just like, dude, why'd you tell him? I think if he goes, he's surefire sweep him, because he didn't piss anyone off.
Yeah.
But I was the one who told you about the idol. I feel like they're just gonna shit on me for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats on winning the final challenge. Like that.
That was rough.
It was rough. It was a really hard challenge. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be endurance again.
I wasn't either. When I saw endurance again, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. Oh man, I thought I had you for a second.
I thought I was done for a second too, but I will say when Kyle fell, I felt like a burst of energy.
I know, I could tell. Like, what I've loved playing with you is that I feel like we have just like this respect for each other as like nerd super fan losers of this game.
Yeah.
I'm being so real. I think you beat Kyle and me.
I think I beat both. Yeah, it's more of a matter of who I think I could beat better.
Right.
I wish I could bring both of you to the end.
I know, so you could just beat both of us.
Well, no, that's not the reason. Because like you guys are both awesome, and it's so hard to figure out. You know.
I mean, he's won an individual challenge, and I've won nothing.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say he hasn't won anything. You didn't know he's won that skill.
He did, and like,
weren't you like second in that one too?
I was. And
dude, you're like the king of second place in that.
I have been the king of second place so far. You want to make it another second place and bring me to the end? I feel like that would just be my whole arc this entire time.
Yeah.
Is like always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, like I really do think you have, like, I mean, you're gonna get, I'm just like, how many jury votes do you want? Like, do you want all of them?
Yeah, it's more a matter of who do I think is gonna flip if I like take someone to the end, you know?
Yeah.
So here's how the two players really I could choose from. So Kyle on one hand, Kyle's been with me since day one of being on the same camp together. We've been pretty close the entire time, and I do owe him a lot. but he has played that steal vote, and his steal vote basically shifted the entire game toward his side. And he's got a lot of couple moves, very subtle moves, but I also don't know how the jury sees him, basically being safe for all this time. Because then on the other hand, we got Will. Will didn't seem to like do much from people's eyes. Like Will didn't seem to like win a lot, but Will was a social, honestly, probably one of the best social players this entire season. He did so much, like socially, that basically made it so his name never was in discussion of going home. I think either way I should win this based on my resume and everything I've done this game, but you never know until the end.
We will now bring in the jury. Lewis, Andres, Alex, Jacob, Lee, and Jameson voted out at the last tribal council. All right, final three. We are down to the last tribal before the jury gets to speak to you. Sam, you obviously saw some reactions from the jury saying that you had individual immunity. You are definitely in the power position today. Would you say so?
You know, it's weird. For once, I'm in the power spot. It feels different. Like, I know, I'm kidding. I said this last time, but like, it feels great to be in the power position here. Because I knew going into this last challenge, if I didn't win this, I'm joining those guys over there. Hi.
So, Sam, what goes into a vote like this?
So,
I mean, you are choosing your competitor, which could be a $100 decision.
The issue I have going into this is I don't know how the jury completely feels, because I have an inkling of a suspicion on how they feel, but at the end of the day, you don't know how they feel until you're either joining the jury or you're sit in that final tribal council where they're coming up to talk to you saying, hey, I think your game was really good, or hey, I think your game was awful. And so the biggest thing going into this tribal is figuring out who can I beat in the best, who do I feel like I have a better case against versus who do I have a better case to beat.
All right. Will, obviously you are not voting tonight. It's going to be just Sam, because Will, you can only vote for Kyle. Kyle, you can only vote for Will. So what's your case to Sam? Why should he keep you and not Kyle?
So obviously, I'm sure Kyle did the same thing. We're gonna tell Sam why he thinks he could beat us easier than the other person. So what I told Sam is that Kyle won the very first individual challenge at the merge, allowing himself to get the steal a vote, shifting the tide to the Zebulon 4, getting the numbers, and starting to get off some of the first few Coady members out in Andres and Alex. However, I wasn't even a part of the Alex vote. I was the only one of the Zebulon 4 who voted for Sam, and Sam nullified my vote, so my vote didn't even count. So a few weak points in my game in that regard. And while like neither of us won an individual immunity, Kyle did win an advantage and find an idol. So I didn't find anything, or win anything, any individual challenge. So it's I don't have much to show for.
And Kyle, what's the case to keep you and not Will?
Okay, so here's the argument. You need 7 jury members. You need 4 to win. And the jury split is going to be 4-3 with 3 Zebulon, 4 Coady. And the thing is, like, I believe Will sweep the 3 members of my tribe because I'll vote for him, and I know for a fact Jameson and Jacob will too. And they're not 100% votes for me either. Like, Will might not vote me. Jameson probably won't. Jacob maybe, maybe not. But I think he guarantees 3 votes off rip. And in a tribe where in a jury of 7, you only need 1 more of his original starting tribe to win. And I don't think that, because their first target off rip in the merge was me. And I don't think I'll get any of their votes. Maybe I'll get, maybe. You never know. But like, their first target was me Final 8, Final 7, I also got votes. I was also voted at 4. I was voted at Final 10. I think the original target was me, and I don't see a world where I get 4 jury votes, which is what you need to win.
I think they respect that you survived all those votes though and made it here. I think the rivalry you had with Lee was something very funny, and that Lee can respect and like end up voting for you at the end. Because I remember Lee saying that like, hey, and I might vote for you again at the final.
But also, I'm also the reason Sam is here. I told him at 6, don't play your idol. I told him that. So he's here because of me.
It's true.
Which can be a huge knock on my game.
Yeah. In addition to the 3, you think the 3 Zebulon members would vote for me. Jameson, I know that was like a terrible vote for me. Like, it was a really hard vote, and the whole reason Jameson was pitching himself to me was like, I could beat Sam in the final challenge. And in my head, I was like, okay, if I send him into a tiebreaker and he comes back, he does beat Sam at the final challenge and he takes me, okay, Jameson's gonna wipe the floor with me at the final tribal because he persuaded me to keep him around, and he won the challenge, and he took out the biggest threat, which was Sam. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose to Jameson anyways. I might just hedge my bets and try my best in this final challenge.
Final 4, I lied to Jameson for no reason. I was like, yo, let's do Will, when I had no intention of ever getting
that was bullshit. I don't know why you did that.
I was like,
This is great.
So Sam, when you hear strong fighting back and forth, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in these speeches?
What I'm looking for, there's a lot of things I'm looking for, especially in these speeches. The biggest things I'm looking for is what move will not only get me a best chance against the end, but will get me the respect of the jury. And I really don't know what's going to be.
So Sam, I've heard Kyle and Will bring up that there are 3 Zebulon and 4 Fuquay. Do you think it's really divided like that, or do you think there could be a mismatch of anything?
I have no idea. Just plain and simple, I have no clue. For all I know, my old tribe mates could hate me. For all I know, the other people I just joined at Merge on Zebulon could love me. And we really don't know a way at all until we get to the very end on who likes who. And so this is very scary for me in this position because I don't know what's going to happen.
All right. Well, with that, it is time to vote. Will, you can only vote for Kyle. Kyle, you can only vote for Will. Sam, you will cast the only vote at this tribal council. And you're up.
This is the hardest vote I've ever had to cast on this game. I could be making a $100 mistake right now, but I think I have this in the bag. I hope I got this in the bag at least, but
I'll go tally the vote. I will read the votes. The vote. The 8th person voted out of Survivor and CSU, and the 7th and final member of our jury. Will, please bring me your torch. Will, the tribe has spoken.
Good luck, guys.
see you, Will.
All right, you two. You'll have a little bit less than an hour to prepare your speeches for the jury. At the next tribal council, the power will shift from here to over there. All right, go prepare your speeches. Head back to camp.
I don't even want to do this. Oh, damn it. Fuck. I need to stop cursing. I've been cursing so much. Fuck. Oh, that was really close. Oh, I was so close. I feel like he made the right move, though. Honestly, I was going in. I was like pretending to be like a little bit demoralized, but I was ready to fight for it hard. Like I don't care how embarrassing it would have been to like fight against like the person that like had the biggest case to win. I would have like fought really, really hard. I did fight hard to for him to keep me, but I think he made the right move. No offense to Kyle, but I think I did play a better game than Kyle. So
this is a bit of a quote unquote know each other. So we played in a dodgeball tournament one time together, like a year ago, but we never kept in touch. But
yeah, I made a Reddit post. I was looking for one more, or it might have been on Discord. I said looking for one more dodgeball person. It was 6v6, so we had 5 people. And then he responded to the post, and we played in the dodgeball tournament. And then afterwards, we never contacted each other again.
Yeah. Seeing him coming into the game was oh, I know him, but it wasn't one of those where it's oh, I'm working with him. If anything, I think the biggest thing that solidified us working together was us showing each other our idols.
Yeah, at Merge, we were we kept asking each other hey, do you have an idol? We were nah, maybe. And then one point we just said yeah, we both have it. I was trying to protect him from our tribe, and then at final 6 when I told him not to play the idol, and then I wanted him at final 4 with me, and then at final 3.
Yeah.
But
final
I don't know if I would have taken it. Would have been a
it
hard
would have been
decision.
close.
I don't know if I would have taken him with me.
And it was literally a back and forth decision that entire time, figuring out if I was going to take him or not. I won't know if I made the right decision until I get to that tribal council. All I know is that I did the best things I could in this game to get myself to here. I played as hard as I could. I worked as hard as I could, and I played with the cards I was dealt, and I'm here now.
We will now bring in our jury. Lewis, Andres, Alec, Jacob, Lee, Jameson, and Will voted out at the last tribal council. Tonight the power shifts to the jury. 7 people that you had a hand in, directly or indirectly, into voting out of this game. They will now decide who will get the title of sole survivor and win the $100 prize. Your job? Convince them. They're going to have tough questions. They're going to want answers from you. Your job is to convince them and tell them why you deserve to win. All right, we'll start with your opening statements. Kyle, you can go first.
Okay. So, ultimately, the decision of what type of winner you want is in your hands now. It's because me and Sam obviously played drastically different games. So, Sam played a game where there was only one time in the whole merge where he was actually eligible to receive a vote, and that was at the final 6 tribal, where I told him not to play his idol, which was the one time he was eligible to actually receive a vote in the merge besides pre-merge. And I played the exact opposite of that, where countless times I went to tribal, received votes, and survived. And ultimately, it just depends on what type of game you respect more. Do you respect a game where you have to rely on challenges, or do you respect a game where you survive votes and you vote in the majority every single time? I went to a tribal, and he voted in the minority way more often than I did. So the decision is in your hands of what winner you want to represent this season and what type of game you want to represent as the winner of our season.
All right, Sam, go ahead.
Let me just start by saying, I don't think a single person here on this jury at any point was Sam needs to get to the end. I think every single person over there has had the thought of, we need to get Sam out. He's too big a threat to get to the end of this game at some point. And despite all of that, and despite being down in numbers pretty much the entire merge, despite being in a lot of trouble, despite having an idol and not knowing who to play it for and wanting to play it for everyone else, despite everything that happened, I'm sitting here today, and the final tribal council, working my butt off every second of this game and every minute to try and keep myself here. I know you guys have questions, and before we start this, I'd like to clarify something that Lee already knows, because I told Lee, is that, funny enough, it's funny at the first tribal how Lewis was getting called out for knowing Kyle. Because,
by the way, I'm Lewis. I've never met you before.
It's so funny because that entire time I'm sitting here, I'm see, like, that's me. So me and Kyle knew each other from a dodgeball tournament we played in a year ago, like 1 year ago. Now let me put it this way: that wasn't the reason why we worked together. I'm just gonna clarify this for everyone. Oh, let's look at that. But I'll clarify this real quick. It's not the reason we worked together for so long. I will say the reason we worked together for so long is because at the merge, we both showed each other our idols, and we were both basically vulnerable with each other. Just want to clarify that. But I hope you respect the game I played to work my way to get here. You respect the moves I made to keep myself in this game as long as I could.
All right. It's going to shift from this side to the jury. I'll give you all a moment to process the opening speech and think about what you're going to say, and we will get started. All right. Let's get this started then.
Jacob, you're up first.
My question is more of a blanket statement that both of you can answer. Kyle, you can go first, and then Sam. So, I was the first one voted out of the Zebulon tribe. I understand that, but I never talked game with either one of you. I talked like maybe very slightly with Kyle and very slightly with Sam. So my perception of the game is from a very outside stance and just what you've put on. I want to know of moves, Kyle, that you made specifically that was outside of the rest of the tribal influence of Zebulon. And Sam, I know that there's a lot of people up there, including me, that are out because you decided to play for yourself instead of for the rest of us up there on the jury. I just want to see where your head is about that. Kyle, you can go first.
I'd say I was working actively with Sam, and it started at Final 8 when we showed each other our idols, and I was going to steal his vote regardless of what you guys said, but you guys did say steal his vote, which I wanted to steal it so we could keep hiding our relationship. And then I'd say Final 6, Jameson approached me to blindside you, and he said he already talked to Will and he wanted to have a Final 2 with me, Jameson. Like, go to Final 3 and then vote Will out at 3. And then I approached Will and I said, hey, I want to go to Final 3 with you. We also made a Final 2. And he was on board with the blindside with you. And they wanted to split it. But I went to Sam, I went to Lee, and I told them to do you, to make it unanimous and save his idol, because I also made a Final 2 with Sam. And the 3 people I made Final 2s with, plus me, were the entirety of the Final 4.
So do you think telling their plan to the other tribe helped you or hurt you?
Yes, because I wanted Sam in Final 4, and by keeping his idol at 6, he would have it at 5, so me and him would both be guaranteed at 4 with both our idols.
Transgress. I'm a personal casualty of your game and your use of idols, unuse of idols, playing for yourself and not for anyone else, not trying to convince any of us in the jury. How do you think about that?
I'm just going to start by saying that all the moves I made in this game were mainly done just to help me get to the end. And I really did want to do things that helps others, but the cards were just not normally there. Andres, at the vote where you went home, I was informed around a bit before that Kyle, not only he had an idol, but they were splitting the vote between you and Lee. I was informed of this, and I'm thinking to myself, I really want to play this idol, because until that point, I was going to play my idol on you at that tribal council. But as soon as I realized they're splitting the vote between you and Lee, I realized that I couldn't keep both of you safe.
He also told me that I was getting the votes.
I'll save that. Let's save that for Andreas, because just for the rest of the jury, specifically, just more people, too, for the game. I understand it was self-centered if that's just what you wanted to say.
Survivor is not just a team game. Survivor is a solo game. At the end of the day, I wanted to stay team strong. I wanted to stay strong with those I worked with, and I really did, because if I did not do the moves that I did, I would not be sitting here right now. I would be sitting over there with the rest of the jury if I didn't make the moves I made. Alex, if I played the idol on you at Final 6, and Kyle played it on himself, which he probably would have considering he knew the votes were going your way, I would have gotten the votes and I would be sitting in your slot right now. If I didn't do certain moves to keep myself here, well, why are you shaking your head? Because
I don't think the votes were going that way.
to who going home? To, like, me going home?
You're on the question block, not me. This isn't a punching bag. I want to make sure that's there. This isn't a punching bag on you or Kyle. It's just us getting to the problems so that we can make sure that our vote is informed.
I do want to apologize to you guys for not playing just for everyone. I didn't think I had it in the cards to keep all my friends safe here. I don't think that card was dealt to me this entire game where I could make it sure at least every single one of my friends were here. It's hard for me to put into words, like that.
So it's okay. We understand what you're coming from, and we're glad that you're very honest with what you're doing. It's a game that is respectful, I will say that.
If I didn't keep myself here, then I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. All right, Lewis, you're up next.
Saving this one. How's it going?
Hi, Lewis.
I've been sitting over there for a hot minute. I feel like an old ass man. My beard should be about 3 times longer by now, honestly. You know. So I got a couple questions, couple things to say. First off, what was the mindset going into this tribal, bringing one of those in here?
Oh, you know. So there's not a really specific reason other than the fact that I felt like it covered my tribe's unity and throughout the game, which didn't fall out. I also mainly brought it for you because I'll just give this to you right now to hold there if you want it.
You can hold on to it.
All right.
So Kyle, I never made it to Merge.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know about you is that you play Warzone. And that was enough for my tribe to vote me out because they thought we had a thing.
About that.
I don't know how that got interpreted that way.
Dude, you're telling me. Kyle, why should I vote for you?
I think I was more active in the strategy of the game than Sam was, because Sam, he had a miracle run, right? He won multiple immunities, and he found 2 idols, and he attended 1 tribal in the merge where he was eligible for votes. And he also could not have made that run without me, because I told him at that tribal to not play his idol because I wanted him at 4 with me. So I don't think his run could have happened without me, and I think I was more active in the strategy of the game because every single tribal I went to, I voted in the majority.
Okay. Sam? We go way back. Fuquay.
We go way back.
I know. It feels like so long ago that I was, in the same tribe with you before I got, voted out. Not salty or anything. See this bandana? Does that mean anything to you, Sam?
I can't put into words what it means to me, but it meant a lot to me. Like Fuquay as a whole. It might look, with the moves I made, it might not seem from the outset that I really cared about our tribe, but I really did. I really did. Look, Lewis, I wanted to work with you to the very end. And when I told you that at camp, that was a promise I was going to keep until I heard you throw my name out. And the thing is, I wanted to be here for Fuquay as a bit of a representative of our tribe because, look, at the end of the day, it was a tough round where we just lost pretty much everything at the merge vote. I had to roll with the punches, keep going, and especially after that one challenge, the talking challenge where everyone said, oh, he's annoying, oh, he's this. It really demoralized me because from a standpoint, I felt like there was no one here who's going to keep me safe except myself.
Like I said earlier, I've been on this jury for a hot second. And I learn a little bit more about the game each time somebody comes and joins me on that rock. So I got a lot of different perspectives on how y'all were playing. So, let's see, what do I want to wrap up by saying? Alright, I'll ask a question to both of you then. A final one. Actually, no, I don't want to ask you any more questions. I'll just say what I want to say and leave. So, first of all, I want to say, I wasn't trying to chew you out, Sam. However, I will warn you. I'm gonna be a little bit tame compared to what they're about to say. So, yo, this is good. This is cider, by the way. I'm not like drinking on the show. Anyway, I don't know. I still don't know who I want to vote for. Tell me in one word why I should vote for you. Both of you. You can go, choose whoever goes first. Actually, Kyle, go first.
Excellence.
Excellence? Okay.
Determination.
Those are words I can pronounce. Alright.
All right, Will, you're up.
Hey guys. Long time no see. Yeah, first of all, congrats. Also, I'm not drinking, by the way. This is also sparkling red grape juice. So, yeah. Still like processing, like being so close and then like getting voted off. Like I was told I played a much better game than I thought I was, and that I didn't have a lot of confidence, but I played really well socially. And Sam, I'm not trying to be like too rude, but I feel like you were like a pretty direct contrast in that you had a lot of confidence in your game, but like did not play amazingly socially. I've heard you like burnt some bridges along the way and like played a little bit more selfishly with the idols. You played 2 on yourself incorrectly. However, I do have to commend you from getting here. Like you won 3 challenges, 3 individual immunity challenges, so that's great. And you know I was coming for you for the longest time. And Kyle, I think you also played a good game. Like we were working together well on Zebulon, so I feel like we had a mutual like connection, like with having a mutual friend and like Corey, and that was a nice connection. However, I just like did not understand the move you made at Final 6 at all, and tipping Sam and Lee off. At that point, we all thought Sam was the biggest threat and Sam needed to go. So why did you let Sam make it to Final 5 with an idol in his pocket?
Well, I think Sam was one of my biggest allies in the merge. And I was, like I said, I was actively working with him. And I wanted to continue working with him. And if he survived that vote with his idol, then me and him would both be in Final 4. And at Final 6, when Jameson approached me, and he said, with the initial plan to do Jacob, he said, I want to sit at Final 2 with you, with me. And then I had talked to you alone. I told you about our conversation, and you said you wanted to sit at Final 2 with me.
I did.
So you guys both wanted to sit at Final 2 with me. So I interpreted that as you guys thought I was an easy beat, which I was kind of playing under the radar. I wasn't doing much. I was just listening. I was just saying to what you guys were saying. So I didn't have much on my resume at that time. So I had to start doing things that would not give me a GOAT status. So instead, I told Sam and Lee about the Jacob because I wanted to change my perception in the game from like that GOAT status. I was able to make Final 4 with 3 people I had Final 2 deals with and pretty much cement myself here.
Okay, I respect that a lot, you explaining your whole game, because the whole time, I'm gonna be real, because like, while I didn't think I played a good game, I realized that I did play somewhat of a good game, which was a little bit surprising. But out of everyone left in Final 4, you were like the person I wanted to drag to the end.
Exactly. That's what I assumed.
Didn't have much of a game.
Like right after you 2 approached me, that's what I automatically assumed you guys thought of my game. After I had that conversation with you at Final 6, I thought to myself, like, I have 2 decisions here. I can either, you know, continue being the person dragged to the end or start doing things. And if I sit next to Sam, then I sit next to Sam. I don't mind sitting next to him because we play drastically different games. I can make an argument.
Yeah. Okay, I really respect, like, I understand the tip-off now at Final 6, because I didn't really get it at first. It didn't really make a lot of sense, but I understand the separation and you setting yourself up with, like, multiple Final 2s. I did not expect you to be this articulate explaining your game, so I really appreciate that. So, like, no offense. Like, just didn't see it. I thought you were kind of like, ho-hum. Not gonna lie.
No, yeah,
But
I definitely, no, I won't lie. I definitely don't, I definitely like, I like appearing dumber than I actually am.
I think
Because
I thought you were dumber than you are.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm a statistics major. I have a 4.0 and
I don't care about your GPA.
Like,
I don't care about your GPA.
like, I always like trying to appear, you know, not
Okay, that was kind of cocky, but like.
good.
Okay, but I respect your game. I really appreciate you explaining everything about your game. That was impressive. I'm done. Thank you.
All right, Lee. You're up.
Mazel tov. Okay. Let me tell you something. Every different confessional, I said, wow, Sam's an idiot. God damn it, this man's a genius. He is denser than a block of obsidian. Oh my God, he saved my ass. And I realized, although I hope you get hit by a bus a small amount, you played a damn good game, and I'm so mad about that. Okay? Because, yes or no question, yes or no, answer this yes or no. Did you know they were going to vote out Alex? Yes or no?
No. I did not know they were voting Alex, but I knew they were splitting it.
Okay, so you did not, okay. You somehow had all the knowledge in this game except for one thing. And that ended up being the crucial bit that was your downfall. And had you known that, they wouldn't all hate you as much. And I'm here to... I was pissed all day, okay? I was so mad because you could have played that idol for me, but I just sat there and I didn't even ask you to play it for me. I didn't even make my case, so that's on me. And you played it for yourself because that was your idol, and you found it, and you earned it. And you were keeping yourself safe to get to the next immunity challenge, to win that challenge and get further in this game. And I respect that. And I'm really mad at you still, okay? But at the first merge vote, after Andreas got voted out, and you told me that Kyle's plan was to play his idol if you played the idol on Andreas, that meant I would have gone home. That's when I decided to be loyal to you. I, dead ass, on God, was gonna be your number 2. If I was coming to the final 2, I was gonna sit next to you. And I knew if I was on that jury, all day I've been talking smack about you, but damn it, you are so good at this game. And you know the thing we did yesterday, where we roasted you on accident? Okay, we got the piece of paper back, and your name was put down for most likely to lie and least likely to lie. You won both of those, and that described exactly what you did perfectly, because I did not realize you and Kyle were best buddies. Okay, you took playing dodgeball with each other once and formed a perfect final 2 alliance. Because Kyle, we really did think you were stupid. Yeah. Okay? I thought it was just empty space in there. If you went through, it would just come out the other side. I thought it was empty. You did a good job of that, and that was going to be my strategy too, because I am actually stupid. Okay? But Sam, damn it, you did so good. And in that first vote with Lewis, I was ready to vote you out, okay? Because I knew you had the idol, and I really wasn't trying to have that. And then at Tribal, you said you would play for any one of us, and I thought you were being for real. And I think you were a little bit, okay? But then being in the hot seat, I get it. Your ass is on the line, you're scared. I'd play it for myself too if I were you. But the way you played up Lewis knowing Kyle to cover your ass when you actually knew Kyle was genius. You played up Lewis being a physical competitor when you were the one to beat. That was genius. And so, jury, I hate Sam a little bit, but he's a great guy and a damn good player, and I think he should win this stupid game.
Well said.
Sorry, Kyle.
All right, Alex, you're up after that.
Oh gosh, man. I'm glad this isn't glass, right? This isn't
plastic.
Okay, I didn't know it was one of those weird things. I don't think I can pick up all of this, but yeah, that was pretty brutal. For Kyle. But yeah, that was very brutal.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think they're fine. I'm gonna put them back there and they're gonna drop again. All right. So, again, I have something to say to Sam. Sam, on the tribal that I was voted off, did you know that they were voting for me?
I'll be honest, I had no clue. No idea. No idea if you were going home. I personally thought I was getting 3 votes, and either you or Lee were going to get 1. I had all the right to believe. And you know what? That's props off to the other tribe for making me think that.
Like, I gotta give you props there. I was completely blindsided when I saw you got 3 votes. Because, look, if I knew you were getting 3 votes, I was playing that on you. But I made the move to keep myself, and that's one of my biggest regrets in this game. Because, Alex, I wanted to work with you so bad. Ever since we started in day 1 and you were telling me about the idol and everything with that tribe, I wanted to work with you to get as far as I could. And it sucks because I don't know if you respected me for it or not. But, like, I really wanted to play it for you. But at that point, it was like, I honestly didn't know what to do because, like, I really respect you as a person, as a player, as an individual. I think you're one of the... Honestly, they never saw it. Everyone there thought you were riding my coattails the entire time. But the entire time, you were basically... You're the one who knew everything before you got out. You knew everything happening at our tribe camp. You were telling me things that I didn't know. And I think unabashedly, I have to say I'm sorry for not playing it on you.
Alright, so... I did have a couple more questions for you, but... Dang, I was not expecting that. There were a lot more yes or no questions, and may or may not have been me throwing this cup at the ground again. But dang, I'm shocked because next thing I was just going to ask, did Kyle get 2 votes? I was never asking for your idol, but I guess mistakes do happen.
I will say, I was whispering to you guys at that tribal. I was trying to whisper to you guys, vote for Jameson because I knew he had the idol. I was trying to make sure we would get the votes, and from what I could tell, you guys were still both voting Kyle. When Lee went over there and shouted Kyle's name, it was a situation where I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? Kyle knows he's getting a vote now.
Alright, instead of smashing it, I'll just place it here. Here, hey Sam,
Okay.
can I have a hug?
Sorry, dude. Like legit.
That may come to a shock to a lot of the people watching, but yeah, I respect you as a person a lot, and wow, I was not expecting any of this.
All right, Andres, you're up.
First off, I'd like to say congratulations to the both of you. You both made it to the final 2, which is something that none of us in the jury can say that we did. And I think that's probably the nicest thing you're going to hear from me tonight. Kyle, I'm going to address to you the same amount of words that you spoke to me in this game. So I'm moving on to Sam. Sam, I think there were multiple instances in this game where instead of playing an idol on someone that you keep touting for in your alliances, you decided to played up for the camera and do theatrics, something that I just don't really respect. And it's really hard for me to see what's genuine with you, even with this emotional behavior here at the last tribal council. I really can't tell if it's genuine or if it's for the game. Yeah, just a lot of things that I didn't respect, but on the bright side, it did allow me to write a poem inspired by our gameplay. So here is Immunity Idols and Allies, my rendition of Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh god.
I am Sam, I am Sam, Sam I am. Do you like immunity idols and allies? I do not like them. Sam I am. Would you like to have a good social game? I would not like one here. I would not like one anywhere. I do not like playing socially. I do not like that. Sam I am. Would you like to play your idol on an ally? Would you backstab your friends? Not in tribal, not with an idol. Not in camp, send me out without a stamp. I would not play an idol for my tribe. I would not use my idols for my allies. I do not like them. Sam I am.
Do you want me to respond to it? Because I do have some words to tell you.
I feel that the pattern of your responses tonight have kind of shown me that your perception of your own game isn't what the jury's is. And I think that's more important than what you two think. I did have my mind made up before the final tribal council, but I think as of right now, it is up in the air as much as as for what I did say. So yeah, I think your final speeches will have an impact, and I think jury management and perception is the phrase of the night. So that's all I have to say.
All right, last Jameson. You're up.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so I guess I'll start off by saying congratulations. I think that both of you have played stronger games than I initially came in thinking for different reasons. I do think both of you have some misunderstandings and misreads on both the jury and your own games. For Kyle specifically, I don't think you had as many final twos as I thought you did. It was going to be Will, no matter what, because I wasn't that concerned on who I was beating. So just for something to keep in mind. And then for Sam, I would work on whispering, because we did hear you say my name at that tribal, and there was a reason it went the way it went. So yeah.
At which tribal?
The Alex vote out.
Damn, really?
Yes.
Well, that's sorry, I have a loud voice.
Yeah.
That's something I can't change.
Kyle, not gonna lie, I did kind of come in here ready to rip into you. I thought you were kind of clueless, but sitting there, you played a damn good game. You hid low, you played well, you played under the shadows, and you made it to the end. And, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? I think that you played with a lot more purpose than I thought, and your ability to articulate it was genuinely impressive. Like, I don't know. It shocked me. In a good way, though. Sam, I have an ideology about Survivor. I think that it is overall a game about social deposits and strategic withdrawals. And I just want you to maybe consider that the reason you had to fight so many times in challenges was because you tried to withdraw on empty. And that never goes over well. So, yeah. I think that's all. I said my piece. Don't have any questions. And I wish you both the best of luck.
With that being said, we will now do our closing remarks. After that, the jury will vote on a winner of this game. Sam, we'll start with you.
All right. After hearing everything you guys have said at this final tribal, I have a lot to say. The first thing I gotta say is that although you guys might think my social play wasn't as great as it was, that's not ever been my thing. I've played, so a lot of you don't know this about me. Something Kyle knows about me is that I run a server online where I host online survivors. And I've played in so many that I've gotten the strategic aspect down, but something I've never been able to really get a grasp of is the social side. It's very hard for me to come in and try and be a social player when I know I'm gonna have to lie, backstab, and hurt all of you. And that might just be from my personal experience of not wanting to be lied to and not wanting to be hurt. So that's my mistake of having a poor social round with you guys. But what I want you guys to look at is not just the social. This game isn't outwit, outplay, outlast for no reason. The social game is very important, and I feel like I try to make myself always feel charismatic and everything. And guys, everything you saw from me was unabashedly me. I was playing this game for me. I wanted to play it for more than one person, but at the end of the day, Survivor's a one-player game. I won the challenges. I found idols. I worked to keep myself here in this game as long as I could, just so I could sit here at the end with somebody who fed me the information in hopes that he could beat me. Coming into this, I wasn't expecting to get all the negative reactions. I wasn't expecting it, so it did throw me off. But now that I felt them, I'm confident in saying that I played a damn good game to get myself to the end here, to not only be sitting at this final tribal, but to earn your vote, because I did something that no one else here can say they did. I never stopped playing for 1 second this entire game. I was constantly doing things. I was constantly talking to people. I was constantly searching. I found the idol clue. I searched for the idol constantly. And at the end of the day, I did what I had to do to get here and to the end and win. And I don't know if you'll respect that. I hope you will respect that. And go Pack.
All right, Kyle, please make your closing remarks.
Okay, so the most important part of Survivor to me is the aspect of the game that's threat management. and I think I did that very well. Like Jacob, for you, an example, I think like you're the type of player like Christian from David vs. Goliath. Like you're so good at the game that you'll never win the game. You know, like everyone could see that you were so good that you were the obvious. Like we all obviously like instantly agreed. Like yeah, you're the biggest threat. You have to go at 6. And that final 6 vote where Jameson, even if it was disingenuous, when you made that final 2 with me, and when I talked with Will, I thought to myself, like, I need to, that kind of confirmed to me that my threat manager was working well, because I was not seen as a threat. And I knew that and I think the final 6 was the best play of my game, because when I told Sam not to play his idol, it guaranteed me and him a spot. And that pretty much guaranteed the Final Four to be the Final Four of what it was. And that Final Four pretty much guaranteed me a Final 2 spot, because you, Jameson, you or Sam were going at 4 no matter what. And then at 3, it would be, if it was Sam, then he would take me. And if it was...
Jameson wanted you to take Will, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the threat management was the most important part of my game. And the threat management was the worst part of Sam's game, is what I'm trying to say. Because you could argue he wasn't playing Survivor, he was playing the challenge. You know, he required immunities and idols to get to where he is. He survived 1 vote. So I think, like I said in my opening argument, it's up to you guys to determine who you want as the winner of the game. You could vote for someone who was playing the challenge, or you could vote for somebody who was playing Survivor. And that's what I'll do.
All right, and with that, we will vote for one last time. This time, it is not you voting, it is our 7 jury members up here. This time, you are not voting someone out, you are voting for a winner. All right, Lewis, you're up.
It is dark and cold. Damn, I've been here too long for not playing the game. Sorry, Jake. Should have been you. Who am I gonna vote for? I actually don't know. I have to pee really bad. Oh my gosh. You'd think I would know after seeing every single person get voted out except Jake. Other than Jake, I've seen every other person get voted out. You'd think that I'd have enough time to think about who I want to vote for. I still don't know. Alright, I have to. Screw you.
Dang, Kyle. You played a great game. I knew you were smart, but dang, I didn't realize how smart you really were. Dude, Zebulon strong all the way. I said I was gonna support whoever the Zebulon person was whenever they got up there. If it's a final 2, just have to pick between them. I said I'll go on the jury and support our tribe. All the way, Kyle. Congrats, man. I think that you will represent Survivor and TSU's first win. Great. Go back.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, it's been a wonderful season. I know you would love me to read the votes right now, but you're gonna have to wait until the reunion. I'll see you at the reunion for the reading of the votes.
Lewis, you can do that too, but yeah. All right, season 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3, season 1! Woo!